Hello, beautiful tribe. This is Emily Potter. I'm the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe and the Million Kisses Foundation. And I want to share with you something that I talked to a tribe brother about just this last week. He texted me, he Facebook messaged me and said, "How do you know that I'm a real musician? I'm terrible at planning." And what I want to share with the whole tribe is that this is something that a lot of our beautiful Lightworker musician tribe struggles with, is creating a plan. So I'm going to give you a 30-second tip. It might even be less than 30 seconds, but I'm going to share with you what I share with my clients as one of the first things that we do when I start working with a client. So it's this 30-second tip, and I'm going to first tell you why this is imperative to begin a conversation about. I've talked about this before, and I'm going to just give you an analogy of why this might be useful for you as you have these dreams and you want that full dream. And when I talk about the full dream, I'm specifically talking to those of you who know that you get to offer your music medicine at the global level. This is not out of your reach at all. And those of you who know that you get to do this full time, this is not out of your reach at all. And I'm going to continue to emphasize that. So I'm going to do an analogy for you. I want you to imagine that your music medicine is like the sun. The sun is radiating down and it shines and it blesses and warms the hearts of everyone who gets to hear your music medicine come from your heart. Everyone who feels it can just bask in the sun of what you offer. And that is what you're doing. That is what you are doing. And it feels so good to you. And you know that you're in your alignment to be the sun, to be that light. And it feels so, so good. Everybody knows what a warm, sunny day can feel like. Just so relaxing, so lovely. And you're in alignment in the full potential of who you are. I want to then have the analogy of a plan of harnessing and focusing that light to be so useful. It's like focusing it into a solar panel that then can be converted into light that can be even utilized in the darkest of nights. Having that plan, having that inner technology akin to physical technology of a solar panel. You have that inner technology working and that strategy working, that planning, that building, that foundation within you that can be useful for yourself and for others, that when you're in your darkest night, when you're in that space where you're in your inner work, your plan and your strategy has that ability to continue the momentum forward, so that you are continually getting to the next level and creating something that can light up the room, light up the homes of the people that you want to bless in the darkest of nights. This is the power of creating the strategy and the planning. And without it, you may not even know how powerful your music medicine can actually be with the plan, because what you're doing is just basking in the summer sun and you're allowing people to do that. And yet I want you to just consider the power of you actually creating a strategy that when it's raining, the analogy continues on, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's cold, when it's wet, you're not affected by those things of what life can offer you, because you have this plan in place. It's extremely powerful to have a plan in creating your full potential. So I want to tell you the 30-second tip. And it begins with this one thing. This is what I talk to my clients about. When we begin our strategy, it begins with this. We do a ceremony and we do a clearing of old patterns, and it begins with this. You reframe your relationship with planning. Now, I'm going to go to two different details with that. One is that I want to acknowledge that what we are doing as light workers is staying in the flow. We are opening the channels and our chakras and allowing the downloads to be received, and we have lyrics coming through and music coming through from who knows where. Our inner selves, our highest selves are completely in the flow. And this is a way to harness the flow to actually be manifested in three-dimensional time and space. Creating a plan. I begin with my clients with clearing any old patterns that a plan or having any kind of structure is restrictive, when really there's a new level of freedom that you get to have. And the second part of why this is so powerful in creating a plan is that you get to then, this is the 30-second tip, reframing your relationship with planning so that you begin with the words that you're saying. So this tribe brother who was talking to me this last weekend, he said, I'm terrible at planning. And the reframing that I gave him was this. I said, consider this. I'm going to give you the same consideration. I used to be terrible at planning. Creating a plan now is something that I value and am mastering, because creating a strategy is a tool that will get me where I want to go as a world-changing lightworker musician. I'm going to say it again. You begin this by saying, I'm terrible at planning, I'm terrible at being on time, I'm terrible at having accountability, I'm terrible at all those things. That's how you begin this. And then you say, reframing in ceremony with yourself. I used to be terrible at planning. I used to be terrible at creating a strategy. Creating a plan is now something that I value and am mastering, because creating a strategy is a tool that will get me where I want to go as a world-changing lightworker musician. How does that feel? If you knew that there were tools to assist you to become your greatest potential, would you not see that as complete freedom? Would you not see that as something to consider, changing your old patterns for, and actually allowing yourself to hold a new story about yourself? Do you want to stay stuck in that first version of yourself? The reason why you have that first version of yourself is so that you can have the contrast, so that you can say the words, I used to be terrible at planning, which is what this tribe brother decided to embrace that I got to talk to this last weekend. He said yes to this reframing. So this is the beginning, just the beginning. To reframe, it's 30 seconds to just change that. Anything you're ever telling yourself that you're bad at or terrible at, reframing it. I used to be bad at that, but now I value it. And I'm taking forward action and changing my story, because I know that I deserve to hold my highest potential in this lifetime, and I'm going to do everything I can for that, so that I'm not just this lovely, lovely sunshine, which I am, which you are, but I am someone who has the inner technology and the strategy and the planning and the plan in place to focus it and harness it in a way that can bless this world much more, with greater potential, and can have a greater impact. And I'm going to end with one last thing. I want you to consider the people that you listen to on a daily basis, those guides and those musicians that you really honor. I'll tell you right now that those beautiful brothers and sisters that you listen to that are making it really far in the world, I'll tell you right now that it's because they created a strategy and a plan. And now they're able to make commitments at a level that is not restrictive, but very much on purpose, because it was able to reach you and your heart. And they had that in place to go forward. So utilize this tip as the very beginning piece. And when you're ready to create a master plan, reach out to me, private message me, and we will get you the same results that I've gotten myself and my clients. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful afternoon.